All right, everybody. Hello and welcome to episode 3 of the FNS Sports Media Podcast. My name's Aaron.
And I'm Cooper. So, me and Dad, we predicted the Final Four. We both said UConn. That was the opposite choice, but he had Florida Atlantic. San Diego State beat Florida Atlantic. Florida Atlantic's run was done.
Well, if you think about it, though, Coops, you know, when we did the Sweet 16, we did the Final Four and everything else. Who ended up on top?
Me.
Ugh. And it wasn't even particularly close. Cooper smashed me in our predictions. So it is what it is. But I'll give you the win this time.
All right, we're gonna be doing our NFL mock draft. All right. First one, Carolina. Carolina needs a quarterback. And you've seen multiple mock drafts that has C.J. Stroud going first. We're going with C.J. Stroud. Quarterback, Ohio State. We think that Carolina is really interested in him.
Yep, Carolina made all the right moves here. Traded up from number 9 to get the quarterback of the future, and we think that they take C.J. Stroud.
Next, Texans. They also need a quarterback. But for this time, we go with Bryce Young, Alabama. I think he's the best quarterback in this draft, but Carolina thinks also, and I'm a Texans fan, so we'll take Bryce Young.
Yeah, as a Texans fan, I will totally take Bryce Young at number 2. He's the number 1 quarterback that I have on my board. He would be my number 1 choice. I'm hoping that the Texans just luck into the fact that Carolina made a bad choice.
Yeah. Third, the Cardinals. They need an edge. There's a few possible selections, but there's only one that will go first. Will Anderson Jr. from Alabama Crimson Tide.
Yep, I think that earlier in the offseason, leading up to the draft, there was the possibility that Jalen Carter was going to be the first defensive player taken. Jalen Carter stumbled in some of his pre-draft workouts and didn't show his best stuff. Plus his legal problems that he had makes it easy for Arizona to take Will Anderson here at number 3.
Number 4, the Colts. Since they need a quarterback, but the top 2 quarterbacks are obviously taken. There's 2 left, and they go with Anthony Richardson from Florida.
Again, as a Texans fan, I will be more than happy to see the Colts take Anthony Richardson at number 4. I did not like Anthony Richardson as a prospect, at least not as a first-round pick coming out of Florida. There were some comparisons to Jalen Hurts in some of the things that Richardson needs to work on. And those comparisons might be valid, but we got to remember Jalen Hurts was a second-round pick. He was not somebody selected at the top of the first round and somebody who's going to be expected to be an instant contributor for their team. So, by all means, Indianapolis, you can have Anthony Richardson.
Next, Seattle. They need a defense player, and this time it's Jalen Carter from Georgia.
Yep, the talent is just too good for him to fall too far, and I think that Jalen Carter is a good fit with Pete Carroll in Seattle. He should slide right in and be an impact maker on day 1.
Yeah, definitely. Next, Detroit. They need an edge. This time we're going with Myles Murphy from Clemson.
Yeah, Myles Murphy's a super disruptive player. I think that pairing him with Aiden Hutchinson along the Lions' defensive line is going to make for a good 1-2 punch. The Lions are looking to make some noise there in the NFC Central.
Yeah, definitely. Next, Las Vegas. They need a quarterback. Last quarterback in the draft, in my opinion. Like, I'm sure there will be a few others, but the top, like the last really good one, well, the last best ones. Will Levis, Kentucky.
Yep, Will Levis, Kentucky. I think the Raiders definitely need a quarterback after losing Jimmy Garoppolo this offseason, or losing out on Jimmy Garoppolo. You know, they had. I thought that that's where the Raiders were going to go. I thought the Raiders would sign him as a free agent and then be able to free them up to pick somebody else. But instead, they're gonna draft Will Levis, who I think, if you give him the right situation, I think that Will Levis could be good. Only time will tell, though.
Yep. Great. Falcons. They also need an edge. This time it's Tyree Wilson from Texas Tech.
Yep, another disruptive player. The Falcons need help all over the place, and so not only is Tyree Wilson somebody that'll fit what they need, I think at this point in the draft he's also probably the best player left on anybody's board.
Yeah. Second. Number 9, the Bears. They yet again need an edge. This time it's Nolan Smith.
Yeah, I think the Bears made a great move by trading down in the draft. They're gonna attach their wagon to Justin Fields, and if you feel like you've got your quarterback, when teams are so quarterback dependent right now, it only made sense for them to trade down, pick up a few more picks along the way, and still get a solid defensive player that they need. I think that Nolan Smith is a workout warrior. The numbers he put up at the combine were super impressive, and he'll fit right in Chicago.
Definitely. Number 10, the Eagles. They need a quarterback, and it's only obvious that they go with Christian Gonzalez.
Yeah, Christian Gonzalez, I think, is the best cornerback prospect in this year's draft. And the Eagles they need to make sure they send that thank you card to the Saints for this pick. Makes sense for the Eagles to go defense here, especially corner. When you think about, you don't see the Super Bowl runner-up drafting number 10 right after a Super Bowl runner-up finish. But if you think about it, what was it that cost the Eagles in the Super Bowl? Defense, and specifically pass defense against Patrick Mahomes. So going ahead and picking a cornerback here that'll solidify the back end of the defense, most logical pick for the Eagles.
Definitely. Number 11, the Titans. They need an offensive tackle, and this time they're going Peter Skoronski.
Yeah, Peter Skoronski out of Northwestern, best offensive tackle in the draft, I think. Played great in the Big Ten. Big body guy with good footwork and everything else. He's the prototypical left tackle. He should slide right in for the Titans there, helping the Titans protect Malik Willis, their big draft pick quarterback from last season.
Definitely. We're back to the Texans. This time they just drafted their Bryce Young, and they need someone that he can throw to. This time, wide receiver Jackson Smith-Jigba.
Yep, I think that Smith and Jigba is the best wide receiver in the draft, and so the Texans definitely doubled up. They get that extra pick from the Browns and from the Deshaun Watson deal, and they pick up the best quarterback available and the best wide receiver. So hopefully the Texans can have a little bit more offensive firepower in the upcoming season.
Yeah, definitely. Our last pick in this draft, the Jets. They also need a offensive tackle, and it's only obvious that they go with Paris Johnson.
Yep, I think that they would be the Jets would be happy with either Skoronski or Paris Johnson. I think it's kind of 1A, 1B. But whenever this Aaron Rodgers drama gets done,
yeah,
they're gonna need to upgrade the offensive line to help protect that old man.
Yep, definitely. All right, next. This is our new section, Unknown Sports, and today's unknown sport is Motoball.
Motoball? What? I have never heard of Motoball. Tell me about it.
Also known as motorcycle polo, is a motorsport similar to the Association of Soccer, with the main difference is being that all players, except goalkeepers, are riding motorcycles.
Motorcycles?
So it's basically a motorcycle Rocket League at this point.
Yeah, Motorcycle Rocket League. Sign me up. Tell me more.
Motorcycle polo first began as an officially organized sport in the mid-1930s. Wow, it's been around for a while. In the inaugural Goodwill Games. Motoball is played in a 5v5 format. There are 4 players on motorcycles and 1 on their feet as the goalkeepers. The matches are split up into 4 20-minute periods. There is only 1 spot in the field motorcycles are not allowed to go, which is the semicircles in the front of the goal. The game is played with the ball nearly 16 inches in diameter. The playing field is 110 yards long, and at the start of each team is waiting the black line. Shin guards and helmets are used for protection against collision, as initiated by the riders. The riders use specially prepared gas, 2-stroke 250cc motorcycles for the game. At the sides of the bike, special frames are mounted so riders can pinch the ball between the bike and their leg. Interesting. Motoball is supporting the metallurgy team in terms of lubricants for the bike, buses, and the vans. Referees are in place to control the game to make sure penalties are called. What kind of penalties do you think they'll have?
I don't know. Maybe you've got, a foul on here, shoving people off the motorcycle. Who knows? But, all right, so 110 yards. It's about the size of a football field, and they play 5-on-5, 4 bikes, and a goalie, right? Is that what they said?
Yeah.
I'm glad they said they've got that semicircle in front of the goal where the motorcycles
you need to protect that
Yeah,
goalie.
you got to protect that goalie. Man, that sounds crazy.
That's actually crazy.
All right, well, that's our first unknown sport that we'll be covering, and so from time to time we'll pop up with another brand new unknown sport that we can chat about.
Next. In this section, Peaks and Valleys, we'll be going over the best and worst moments from opening day MLB. You start us off.
Yeah, I think one of the best moments of opening day was just Aaron Judge picking up right where he left off last season. First pitch, first swing of the new season, pop, gone, home run. After opening day, he was on track to break his own record and hit 162 home runs. Probably won't get there, but he's off to a great start. Just with as dramatic as that was, you'd almost expect him to pop out a stadium light like Robert Redford did in The Natural. But Aaron Judge picking up where he left off was awesome. Yeah.
Next, Shohei Ohtani started off for the mound for the Angels, had 10 strikeouts. Coming off World Baseball Classic, dominant inning of relief, and just went back to his old self. 10 strikeouts, pitched well. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, what do you?
Not much to it.
Not much to it. That's come to be what we expect from Shohei Ohtani. We expect greatness, and he delivers on a consistent basis.
Yeah, definitely.
Another highlight from opening day didn't really happen on the field. I think Adam Wainwright's become one of the mainstays in the Cardinals roster since the Cardinals traded for him back in who knows how long ago. But he's used to being like the opening day starter and everything else. But he's starting the season on the injured list this year, so he couldn't pitch. So if you can't pitch, what's the next best thing to do? Sing the national anthem. So Adam Wainwright stepping out onto the field to sing the national anthem at Busch Stadium was a moment for all of us to remember.
Yeah, definitely. And next, Anthony Volpe. To be as clear as possible, it's almost impossible to describe how exciting it was for Yankees fans to see Anthony Volpe on Thursday without putting an absurd amount of pressure on him. He's the youngest Yankees rookie to start opening day since Mickey Mantle. They gave him jersey number 11, the lowest number available, always a sign that the organization thinks of a player. He is, of course, widely thought to be the long-awaited heir apparent to Derek Jeter at shortstop. So, good luck. Yeah, he played a great game.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure on him, a lot of hype playing in New York with some big personalities on that team. It's good to see him have a great opening day despite the pressure.
Yeah. Some valleys. The Phillies scored 5 runs in the first 4 innings, and DeGrom managed only 11 outs each. DeGrom's ERA is currently 12.27. How is he going to recover?
Yeah, definitely, especially as a guy who has Jacob DeGrom on my fantasy team. I was very disappointed in his opening day performance. But at the end of the day, I think Jacob DeGrom, when he's healthy, is the best pitcher on the planet. I think it's just one of those freak things. Baseball is baseball, and sometimes that happens. I definitely think he'll recover, but it was definitely disappointing for Rangers fans.
Yeah, and going on from Shohei Ohtani, Angels lost with like the two best players in the league. Like, you could argue for that, Shohei Ohtani, Mike Trout, and they lost.
I mean, again, that's just kind of what we've come to expect with the Angels, right? We talk about Shohei Ohtani consistently delivering on high expectations.
Mike Trout hitting dingers, and they haven't been to the playoffs in a while.
Yeah, and the Angels continue to deliver on low expectations. So really sucks to be an Angels fan these days and have the two best players on the planet on your team and still be terrible. But it is what it is.
Yep. And next, MLB had the new rules about the pitch clock. On opening day, we had 14 pitch clock violations.
I don't care about the number of pitch clock violations. When you think about, they cut half an hour off the length of a game, and I'm a big baseball fan, and I think the pitch clock's fantastic. I don't mind the pitch clock violations. I do mind seeing people stand around and take 30 seconds in between pitches and readjust all of your batting gloves and everything else, and take a couple laps around the mound and everything else. It's like, just pick up the ball, pitch the ball, hit the ball, and
that's all there is to it.
That's all there is to it. And if we need to put in a pitch clock to and call violations to enforce pace of play, by all means, go for it. It doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Thank you to Clutch Points, ESPN, and MLB for making this possible. Give their website a watch, and yeah, like and subscribe, and just like and subscribe.
Yep, leave a comment if there's something you liked, and we'll catch you on the next time.
All right, see you later.
Bye.